Didn't get.
The circle of Willis. Maybe this one? This note symbol. Yeah.
Ma'am, why is the mic connected? What is
Anybody
This
is
way.
online? One is there. See to that the light is on.
this okay?
Okay.
Why this is?
But when you are posting, it is coming like this, no?
This one. But this time night.
This time,
This is okay.
your phone you have to check whether it is correct or not. How to improve the only board?
Why is the zoom option? There is no zoom option. We have to put the camera
Front.
like this.
You coming? Tell in the group people to come to live. Headline, Brian, Circle of Willis. Leave this phone empty. Your phone, our group is there, na? Anatomy group. Send them to connect on online. Half of you are missing. I can't repeat my class. Just draw the picture, I will tell you. Yeah, come in. Come inside. Give me the black pen. Settle fast. You are late. Come inside. Subclavian artery. C. Subclavian artery. Okay. Listen to me fast. First we will, you have seen last class, you have seen about the brain, right? Brain is consists of cerebrum, that is the biggest, largest portion of the brain is called the cerebrum. 80% of the brain is the cerebrum. Cerebellum, it is just behind the spinal cord. Small brain, it is called the mini brain. What is it called? Mini brain. Then we have different lobes in the brain. What are all the lobes? Frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, occipital lobe. There are areas in the brain. What are all the areas? In the frontal lobe, Broca's area, the frontal lobe, all area is concerned about the concentration, thinking, reasoning, questioning, all are in this area. There is a millions and millions of the nerves are connected and they form the tract, neural tract, ascending tract, descending tract in the peripheral nervous system. The whole brain consists of central nervous system. We have a 12 cranial nerves that we will see later. What is 12 cranial nerves and what is the nerves are different, you know, dendroids, axon, myelin sheath, and there are different kind of neurons are present. Neurons are having the nucleus. Why I am telling the neuron now? Neurons are having nucleus because that is neuron only giving the gray matter to the brain. You can remember neuron, rat head and the tail. So inside the brain is consists of number of neurons. The neurons are black in color. That each neuron having the nucleus. This nucleus is a black in color that gives the gray matter, and tails are no nucleus present, so it is a white matter. So the brain consists of two colors, so gray matter and white matter. Lot of sulcus, everything is there. And the brain composed of two components. It's called the two hemispheres. It is attached like this. Two hemispheres are attached by the corpus callosum. It is called the commissional fibers. Then anterior and posterior fibers are connected. That is called the what fiber? Yesterday I told you. Huh? What is the fiber? Is connecting. When the fibers are right side, when it is coming down like a kind of a tail, in the pons and medulla oblongata, they are forming the reticular formation. In the deep section of the brain, in the white matter if I cut, there is a bulk of black color is present, gangrene like appearance, black color is present. That is called nuclei. Nuclei, because so many central cranial nerves are passing, each nerve have a nucleus. They are passing in the deep to the brain, they are forming the in the diencephalon. You have seen diencephalon? The deeper portion of the from the diencephalon only your beautiful retina is coming in the 4th week of embryonic life. And last class we have seen about how the brain is developed in the intrauterine embryonic life. Anatomy is only we are studying about the structure and the function. As a medical professional, you should know how these little, not very deep, at least these anatomical organs when they develop, if a blood when they develop in intrauterine life. So it is in the 16th day completely neural tube is formed. From where it is formed? It is formed from the cell is uniting, right? 2 cell, 4 cell. Then it is forming the yolk sac is there, ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. From the ectoderm, these cells, ectodermal cells are becoming prosencephalon, mesencephalon, rhombencephalon. From the prosencephalon, it is again becoming telencephalon, diencephalon. The 4th week, retina is coming. When 9th day itself, olfactory nerve also started coming. Are you understanding? That's what we have seen. Each lobes are connected with here. There is an empty space is there. Empty space in the brain, lobes. These lobes are called the ventricles. Ventricles means nothing is inside. It's a gap. Is present. That's called the 4th ventricle, 3rd ventricle, 2 ventricle, 1st ventricles. So these ventricles in the portion of the brain, choroid epithelial, choroid flexus of epithelium of the brain secreting one important fluid. That is called the CSF. When it is coming to the CSF, we have even a brain, this is the brain, you have dura matter, arachnoid matter, biomatter. In the dura, arachnoid and biomatter, there is a fluid is present. It is secreted by epithelium, and this arachnoid villi is present in arachnoid matter. It will absorb. So one cell is secreting, one cell is absorbing. Madam, why? It is supplying the nutrients. It has got organic, inorganic materials. It prevents the bread becoming dry. It is also has got so many functions. And circle of Willis is floating in the CSF fluid. Circle of Willis is floating in the CSF fluid. So this much we have seen in the last class. Now we are coming to we have seen different types of a brain. If I am cutting my brain like this, cutting my body into two, this is a different. When I cutting my brain, structure will be different. Now I just cut this brain like this. We want to know from the heart how the blood supply to the brain. Every minute 5 liters of blood is pumping. From the pumping we have different vessels, conducting vessels, distributing vessels, supplying vessels. There is a big vessel is called aorta. In the brain you have to remember 15 to 20% of the blood going to the brain. The organ is very small, but we need lot of blood supply. Okay, so 15 to 20% of the blood is going in a two kind of a system. What is the two kind of a system it is going? One is a carotid system, one is a vertebral system. Are you understanding clearly? Now two supply, blood supply is called the two supply, and it is a collateral system of our body, soul, heart, brain. Why, madam, it is called collateral system? One artery is blocked, another artery have a supply, because it is anastomosis with each other. What is anastomosis? Joined with each other. Clear? So, what is the two system? The two system is called carotid system and the vertebral system. Let us see first how the carotid system is functioning, or vertebral system first we will see. This is the drawing of the cut section of the brain. I am standing like this behind. I am standing like this. I cut my brain like this. It's my back portion. It's called the vertebral system. For vertebral system, my heart is in the left side. So this is my left atrium. Left atrium contains what kind of blood? Deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood. It is oxygenated flood. Left side of my body is a oxygenated flood. Where it is coming from? From pulmonary, 4 pulmonary veins. So it's coming. This is my left ventricle. From left ventricle there is a one great vessel is going. What is that? It is called aorta. What is that? It is called aorta. From the aorta, two arteries are going. That is called the carotid artery. In the right and left carotid artery. This is called the right common carotid artery, left common carotid artery. Yes, come in. This is called coronary sinus. Coronary sinus. From the coronary sinus, there is one more artery is going. That's called the internal carotid artery. Are you understanding? Internal carotid artery. From the internal carotid artery, nearby there is a two arteries are going. That's called the right and left subclavian artery. Are you understanding what is going on here? Our heart is coming, the great vessel is called aorta. From the aorta, two common, when it is going to this my brain, it is called carotid artery. When it is from the coronary artery, there is called the coronary artery, will be what is carotid artery, coronary artery. One will be supplying from the posterior, that is we have seen about the blood supply to the heart. That is minimal amount, 5 to 10%. But here 15 to 20% going to the carotid artery. Where it is origin from the aorta. When it is going like this, it's called the common carotid artery. That's called the right and left carotid artery. Right and left carotid artery, when it is going, there is another artery starting from the aorta, that is from the side, clavicle side, clavicle, you know clavicle. So it is called subclavian artery. Below the clavicle, it is going like this. So this is called the subclavian artery. Then aorta is descending. It is called descending aorta. When it is going to abdominal aorta, when it is supplying renal aorta, many branches are going. We are not going to see that. Now we are focusing on from the great vessel, the two artery which is supplying to the brain is called this two arteries. One is a carotid artery, one is a subclavian artery. From the subclavian artery, there is a two arteries originating and going medially, going laterally backward, entering into where? Spinal cord, not in the brain immediately. It is, you know how is the spinal cord? What is the structure of your spinal cord? How it will be? Foramina is present, right? If this is your spinal cord, this is called foramina. Foramen is another. In the skull, beak opening is called foramen. It is the foramina. So what's happening? This foramina, it's going laterally. It is starting from here. It is going upper. This name is called the right and left vertebral artery, because it is supplying to the vertebra. Clear? One of you come. Hey, come. Where is your heart?
Huh?
Where is your heart?
Heart.
Tomorrow heart where? It's with you or with your girlfriend? With you. Nahi madam, he lost his heart. Maybe he given to girlfriend. Nahi madam, I don't have a heart madam. You don't have a heart? Bujhte parchi na what I am telling? Nahi madam, he don't have a heart, but he is functioning. Okay, turn. Where is his heart? Anybody can tell? Left side or right side? Left side. Great vessel is starting, right or not? From the left side, it's starting. It's coming like this. And two carotid artery going like this to the foramen lacerum. What is lacerum? Here it is going, it is called the lacerum. Okay, that we will see later. But from his heart, two coming like this arteries, that's called this. This is the clavicle, subclavian artery. From the subclavian artery, two arteries are coming medially, laterally and backward, enter into his spinal cord. You know, this is the person's spinal cord from here to here. So it is entering here and it is entering here. Entering here and going, and the foramen oval, it is entering into the brain. Are you understanding? This is the cut section of this brain. If I cut, this is the section of this brain. This is his spinal cord. This is the cerebellum. This is a cerebellum. In vellum, this is the cortex. This is a big cerebellum. This portion. Are you understanding? Shall we go to that? Understood? How? Heart is one, but carotid system going upward from vertebra to system. First we will see the vertebral system. So from the subclavian artery, two arteries are going medially, laterally, backward, entering into the spinal cord and reaching to the foramen ovale. Foramen ovale. From where to foramina? It's entering into foramen ovale. Clear? Clear? Okay. Thank you. Now, what is the name of this artery? What is the name of this artery? Subclavian artery. Here. This is subclavian artery. What is the name of this artery? Vertebral artery. In the branch of subclavian artery, two arteries are coming. Medially, laterally, going backward, enter into the vertebra. So it is origin from the subclavian artery. But the name of the artery is called the vertebral artery. What is this artery? Vertebral artery. So this is called the vertebral artery. Now look into it. In the vertebral artery, right and left vertebral artery. What is this called? Right and left vertebral artery. It is entering into the pondomedullary junction. Are you understanding? Are you drawing with me? Pondomedullary junction. What is why pondomedullary junction? It is pons. It is medulla. So pondomedullary junction, it is going and joining. This is called basilar artery. What is this called? Basilar artery. Afterwards, joining to the basilar artery, then it is oculomotor artery, origin this one, just upper to the ocular motor artery, again dividing into right and left. What is this right and left? What is this? Cerebral artery. This is called right posterior cerebral artery. This is the posterior cerebrum, right? That is why it is called the right. Come inside. Anybody coming? Right posterior cerebral artery. Cerebral artery. This is called left posterior cerebral artery. What is this called? This is called basilar artery. This is called right and left vertebral artery. This is called pons. This is called pons. This is called medulla. This is called pontomedullary junction. Are you clear about it? Are you clear about it till then? In a carotid system, in a brain, circle of Willis, there is a two blood supply. That is called carotid artery, then vertebral artery. Vertebral artery starting from the subclavian artery, taking in its branch, going right, medially, laterally, entering into the foramina. This is called foramina. Foramina. Foramina of the vertebrae, and it is namely as vertebral artery. Enter into the foramen ovale. Enter into the foramen ovale. That is the hole in our skull. Foramen ovale. Reaching the medulla and reaching the pontomedullary junction, joining together form, namely it is called basilar artery. From the basilar artery, oculomotor artery का region origin का ऊपर है, again divide into दो artery, the namely right posterior cerebral artery, left posterior cerebral artery. This artery in the middle, it is extending, it is laterally. This is called vestibulocochlear artery. Middle of the basilar artery it is going, that is called the vestibulocochlear artery. are supplying to the blood supply to the 8th cranial nerve in the area of the brain temporal region. Now, in this branch where they are going to joining, this branch there is some artery is coming, some arteries are starting together and it is descending down. It is called anterior spinal artery. In the portion of the vertebral artery, a branches of vertebral artery joining right and left descend down. It is called anterior spinal artery. Because I am standing, it's anterior spinal artery. When I see inside here, I see it is a posterior spinal artery. So when I open my back, it is anterior spinal artery. What is this name is called? Anterior spinal artery. This anterior spinal arteries are supported by, there is a branch of cerebral arteries. No. This branch of this one is branch of arteries are cervical. This is a branch of cervical arteries are supporting. This is called cervical artery. Cervical arteries are supporting. Then in the lumbar region, there is the bulk of lumbar arteries are supporting. This is called the lumbar artery. Then this here in the thoracic region, it is called the intercostal arteries. What is this artery? Intercostal arteries are supporting. Then inside it is a posterior cerebral artery. It is in the posterior side. It is called the posterior cerebral artery. From this artery, from this basilar artery, there is a one artery is supplying the posterior inferior side of a cerebellum, and also branches are supporting to the medulla, in the inferior side of medulla. This artery is called the pica. Pica, right and left pica. What is pica? Posterior, inferior, posterior, inferior, cerebral artery. At in the medullary junction, it is supplying to this anterior side of the cerebrum. It is called the, and it is also the cerebellum. It is called ICA. What is that called? ICA. ICA. This is called ICA. ICA. That is called anterior inferior cerebral artery. Anterior inferior cerebral artery. Then there is the artery is supplying to the cerebellum in the superior side. That is called superior cerebellar artery. Superior portion of the cerebellum, superior cerebellar artery. Cerebellum, cerebellar artery. Clear? This artery, vestibulocochlear artery, or else called labyrinthine artery. Labyrinthine artery. You can tell it as a labyrinthine artery. It is a medially, laterally from the basilar artery. It is going in the middle ear. It is supplying the blood. That is called labyrinthine artery. In the ear, it is called labyrinthine artery. Everybody finished drawing? Finished? No? Bought all your color pens? Yes? Very good. You could able to see? Cannot see? Can you able to see my handwriting? Understand? Okay. Any doubt you can ask? No doubt? No doubt? Then one of you can explain? One of you can explain? How many carotid system is there? In the artery, how many? I don't talk, it's an important question. Our brain supply is two systems. First we have seen the vertebral system and the carotid system. Again I will explain the vertebral system before going to the carotid system. Okay, in the vertebral there is a big artery vessel is coming, that is called aorta. From the aorta important vessel is starting, that is called the carotid artery. Common right and left common carotid artery. From the common right and left carotid artery, there is a coronary carotid sinus is there. Carotid sinus. How we had a coronary sinus in the cardiac system, like that we have a carotid sinus in the brain system. In the carotid artery, there is an internal carotid artery. Two arteries are supplying. Leave it. That internal carotid artery entering into the foramen lacerum and opening into the hypothalamus, pituitary gland, right and left in the middle portion of the brain. That we did not see yet, we will see that. In between that, this system is going. Then lateral side, there is a two origin of the arteries. It is called in the clavicle. It's coming in the right and left side branch. That's called the subclavian artery. From the subclavian artery, there is a one artery is origin, that is middle of the subclavian artery, medially going laterally, going backward, entering into the foramina of the spinal cord, right and left becoming vertebral artery. What is that called? Right and left vertebral artery. This vertebral artery, why our name has come? Because it is entering into the vertebra and going to the open the foramen, right, foramina, right, is, and then it will be entering into the skull and reaching the medulla, and in the bones and medulla, pontomedullary junction hai, two artery ka conjoined join together form ecta artery. एक आर्टरी का नाम किया बेसिलर आर्टरी, ऊपर का चला जाएगा एंड देन जस्ट अबव ऊपर का वेर ऑक्यूलोमोटर का आर्टरी का ऊपर का आएगा, अगेन डिवाइड इनटू ब्रांच, दो ब्रांच आएगा. द राइट एंड लेफ्ट सेरिब्रल आर्टरी, नॉट अ सेरिबेलर आर्टरी, cerebral artery, because cerebrum is very big. It has to supply anteriorly, inferiorly, posteriorly, medially, because that is the largest portion of the brain. Clear? Then in the middle of the basilar artery, there is a two artery is supplying. It is called the labyrinthine artery. Clear? And from this two vertebral artery, ecta artery joining together in the medulla, supplying to the down part of the medulla and join together, namely anterior side, it is called the anterior spinal artery. The anterior spinal artery is supported by the blood supply by the cervical artery, intercostal arteries, lumbar arteries. They are bringing supply and strengthening the spinal cord by the blood supply. When it is C standing, it is called anterior artery. When I remove spinal cord and turn this side, it is called the dotted artery, is the posterior spinal artery. And after this spinal artery, there is a branch is going the inner posterior inferior side, right or not? That's a posterior pica, posterior inferior side it is going, that's called posterior inferior cerebral artery, my posterior cerebellum, right? Posterior, not in anterior. Anterior I will come. Then just above in the junction of pontomedullary junction, again it is coming anterior side of the cerebral artery, that is also inferior anterior, posterior inferior, anterior inferior of cerebrum, it is called the anterior inferior cerebral artery, that's called the ICA. ICA is also supplying little bit to the pons and medulla because it is originated from. Then there is a one artery superior it is supplying, that is supplying the superior cerebellar artery, not cerebral artery, that is cover the cerebellum. Clear? Are you understanding? Clear? Okay, before going to the carotid system, I will be telling you, you have to tell. What is this artery is coming? Vertebral artery, right or not? From the subclavian, this artery is coming, going backward, this is called vertebral artery. Basilar artery. Posterior, right and posterior cerebral artery. This is called the labyrinthine artery. Then from this 1-2 arteries are joining together, spinal artery. Then pica and ICA. Clear? Are you understanding? Huh? Again, what is this artery? Vertebral artery. Join together, basilar artery. Again together, right and left, posterior cerebral. Labyrinthine artery. Then 2 arteries from the vertebral joining together, spinal artery. Then from that it is forming pica and ICA. Posterior inferior cerebral artery, anterior inferior cerebral artery. Then above one artery is covering the cerebellum. It is called superior cerebellar artery, not cerebral artery, cerebellar artery. Clear? Shall we go to the vertebral system? Are you clear? Clear? Shall we go to the carotid system? Carotid sinus. Where is the carotid sinus? From the right and left common carotid artery, there is a sinus. From the carotid sinus, there is a one artery is going, that is called, where it is going? Not a foramen ovale. Foramina it is not going. It is going to foramen lacerum, this side. Right? Then scleroid process it is going, and deep into that and going to the deep and middle portion of the brain, just both side of a hypothalamus in the middle and coming forward, it is called anterior right and left anterior cerebral artery. Then one artery from that origin of a carotid artery going medially, so that is called the medial cerebral artery, and 2 anterior cerebral artery are connecting together, it is called the anterior communicating artery. From this medial cerebral artery, one branch going and attaching it to the posterior cerebral artery, that's called the posterior communicating artery. The middle portion is called the circle of Willis. Shall we draw the picture of it? Now from the carotid sinus, there is the artery coming, carotid artery, entering into the foramen lacerum, sphenoid process, then entering into the both side of the hypothalamus. That is called the carotid artery. Okay, let us see. This is the origin of the internal carotid artery. This is the internal carotid artery. ICA. From the internal carotid artery, there is the one artery is going. This is called anterior, right and left. This is the right, 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 anterior cerebral artery. From this origin of the internal carotid artery, there is a medially one artery is going. That is called middle cerebral artery. This artery is called the right and left. Right, middle cerebral artery. This is a left middle cerebral artery. There is a middle cerebral artery. One artery is connecting the posterior side, posterior cerebral artery. That is called right communicating artery. Right, yes. Right posterior communicating artery. This is left posterior communicating artery. There is a one artery is communicating. This is called anterior communicating artery. Anterior communicating artery. This portion is called circle of Willis. This is called circle of Willis. Yeah. Now there is a one man is there. Okay, Takla. This Takla man. This is the open view of him. Okay. This is the pituitary. In the middle portion of the brain, he has everything. Clear? Now you tell me, what is the artery is coming? Right and left? Right and left? Tell me. Right and left? Vertebral? Tell me, take it. Right and left?
Vertebral artery.
Vertebral artery. That is going and joining this area, pontomedullary junction. Then will be basilar artery. Then it is supplying to the ear, middle ear, labyrinthine artery. Right?
Yes.
Then it will be right and left, posterior. What is this artery? Right and left, posterior cerebral artery. And afterwards, ecta branch is coming from this one. It is called spinal artery. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Anterior spinal artery, posterior spinal artery. Then this is supported by,
Yes.
what is this artery? Cervical artery. Then what is this artery? Intercostal artery. Then this is called the spinal artery, supplying by this artery. Then ecta branch of this is supplying pica, posterior, inferior side of the cerebrum. It is called pica. Then anterior, inferior side of this one cerebral artery, ica. Then there is a one artery supplying. This is called cerebellar artery because the cerebellum here. Yes, come inside cerebellum. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood? This is what over. Now what's happening? There is a carotid artery. What is this called? Internal carotid sinus. From the sinus, there is the origin of internal carotid artery. Internal carotid artery is supplying in the frontal side of the bone. What is this name of the artery? Right and left? Right and left?
Cerebral.
Anterior cerebral. Because anterior. This one pica, ica, that is different. anterior right and left cerebral artery. That is called medially, it is called the medial cerebral artery. Anterior communicating artery. This is communicating with this posterior communicating artery. This is called circle of Willis.
Circle of Willis.
Clear? Clear? Are you clear about it? My picture? Huh?
Yes.
Okay. Now I will say the action and you have to tell me. This is my heart. What is the heart is going? Aorta. This is carotid artery. This is subclavian artery. Then two arteries coming. It's called vertebral artery. It's going backward. So this is called right and left vertebral artery. Joined together basilar artery. Right and left cerebral artery. Labyrinthine artery. Then it is from the right and vertebral artery, one artery joined together, spinal artery, anterior spinal. Then it's a branches going the posterior inferior side of cerebellum, pica. Anterior inferior side of cerebellum, ica. Then cerebellar artery. From this carotid artery, internal right and left carotid artery, entry into the foramen lacerum, splenoid process entry, reaching to the sides of the pituitary, hypothalamus, it coming and opening, and it is coming from their branch is coming. It's called the anterior cerebral artery. Then medial cerebral artery, anterior communicating artery, posterior communicating artery. Then this is called circle of Willis. Clear? How the blood supply? Where it is going from? It's going from the heart. So once it is going directly to the carotid system, when it is going from the clavicular, subclavicular artery, going to the foramina of the vertebra, it is called the vertebral artery. From the vertebral artery, mostly the longest artery which is supplying blood supply. Shortest artery, carotid artery supplying the front side. But it is anterior, posterior, inferior side of the cerebrum it is supplying. Are you clear about it? Clear? Are you understand it? Understand? Any one of you come and explain in Bengali. I want to listen in Bengal. Come forward. No. Is it so tough? Very easy I explain. Difficult to understand?
Not difficult to understand, but it's something.
Come, I will help you. You cannot. Okay, then I will draw. Everybody explain. What is this brain? This is a midbrain, right?
Yes, sir.
Midbrain, pons, medulla, then this one. Okay, understand? Okay, good. This is oculomotor nerve. What is this artery? What is this artery? Right and left vertebral artery. Joining in pontomedullary junction. Going upward. Going to the right and left posterior cerebral artery. In the middle of the basilar artery, this is called basilar artery. One artery is going medially, laterally, long artery is called labyrinthine artery. Then ecta portion from this artery branch supplying to the medulla as well as and down one strong artery, it is called the spinal artery. What is this artery?
Spinal artery.
Anterior spinal artery. Then this is supported by cervical artery, intercostal arteries and lumbar arteries. Right? Then from this branch there is a one artery, it is supplying to the what is present here? Cerebrum and cerebellum also present. This is called cerebrum in the inner side. That is the branch it's supplying. This is called the pica. That is called posterior inferior cerebral artery. Then it is ica, anterior inferior cerebral artery. Then it is cerebellar artery. It is supplying to the cerebellum. Superior cerebellar artery. Clear? Now there is another artery is origin in the pituitary, both sides of the hypothalamus and pituitary. That is the origin of internal carotid artery, anterior cerebral artery, middle cerebral artery, right and left. That is middle cerebral artery communicate to the posterior cerebral artery, middle cerebral, right and left posterior cerebral artery. That's called the posterior communicating artery. Then in here anterior one artery is supplying, this only one only. This is called anterior communicating artery. This is called circle of Willis.
Circle of Willis.
Clear? Clear, understand? This is a common question asked for any students. You should know how the blood supply of the brain is. Understood? 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 What is this name? Vertebral artery?
Vertebral artery. Basilar artery.
Right and left?
Cerebral artery.
Labyrinthine artery. Spinal artery. Pica? Ica? Cerebellar artery. Then carotid artery. Anterior?
Posterior.
Anterior, right and left anterior cerebral artery. Middle cerebral artery. Posterior communicating artery. Anterior communicating artery. This is called circle of Willis. Clear? This is the other side. When you see, this is the blood supply of the brain. Clear? Understood?
Yes.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Clarity. So one of the out question when I conduct the exam, this is the out question I will be asking. It's an open question, not an open books exam, but this you have to remember forever. It's the simplest method I have taught this one. Understood?
Yes.
Okay. Shall we clear the board? You want to take any picture? You want to take? I have given you already, but you can, if you want, you can take one photo of it. No current, I don't know. Morning also no current. Understood today's class? Okay. Shall we go to the nervous system of the brain? That's all, brain will be finished, completed. Today we will complete nervous system. Just classification of nervous system. Before that you have to know there is a 12 cranial nerve. Can anyone tell what is the cranial nerves? First one, olfactory, optic, write down. Olfactory, optic, oculomotor, trochlear, trigeminal, abducent, then vestibulocochlear, 8th cranial nerve, then hypoglossal, 12 cranial nerve. There are sensory nerve and motor nerve. Just you write what is the Roman letter only you have to put what and where and all it is supplying. Even you take a tongue, how many cranial nerves are supplying? Hypoglossal, vagus, facial, many nerves are supplying to the tongue. Like that is many nerves. So you have to write the assignment on 12 cranial nerve. Already I give, my notes is there. Look into it. Already you have studied oculomotor, optic, you start with optic, oculomotor, trochlear, trigeminal. Like that you have to write and the sensory or motor and main function. You write an assignment. Okay. Let us see the nervous system. nervous system of the brain. Nervous systems are broadly classified into CNS and PNS. CNS. It is called central nervous system. PNS.
Peripheral nervous system.
Yes, it is called the peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system, brain, right? Like that you can draw brain, or you can draw this kind of brain. The central nervous system. Then PNS again divided into two. What is it? SPNS, MPNS, MPNS, motor peripheral nervous system, SPNS. What is this? Sensory peripheral nervous system. Sensory peripheral nervous systems are divided into two. That is called special senses. What is special senses? What is special senses? Skin will not come. How many special senses you have? 5, right? Special senses. So why you write it? That is vision. Vision is a special sense. You have to remember olfactory, taste, and hearing is a special sense. This is called general senses. General senses. General senses are divided again into two. That is called somatic senses, visceral senses. Somatic, this is visceral, deep portion of the body. Viscera is a deep portion of the body. Like a skin, you cannot feel it. This is somatic senses. That is coming. Somatic only, it is coming the skin. Subcutaneous. Locomotor. Locomotor is the movement of joint ligaments. Don't talk. Then proprioception. That is closing your eyes and you can touch it. You can feel it. And this is called, MNP is a voluntary and involuntary. This is a voluntary, then will be involuntary. Involuntary, with voluntary means if I open your hand, extend your hand, you are doing voluntary. Something is coming, dust, without involuntary you will close your eyes. Don't have access it. Involuntary, it is again divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic is, sympathetic you can see heartbeat, breathing, BP, respiration, acceleration, adrenaline, noradrenaline will release. This is fight or flight. Fight or flight response. Parasympathetic, it is like slow heartbeat, slow, respiration slows. This is rest and relaxation. So what is happening? See, all of you listen here. Nervous systems are mainly classified into, come here.
What is the below of locomotion?
Locomotor. Proprioception. Proprioception. See, what is this? What is this? Which sense is Vapsa? Vision. It is went to the visual area of the brain, right or not? Huh? Now I pinch him. I pinch. Where it is going? It is going to the sensory area of the brain. If now I beat him, immediately it is called the motor response. This is called the motor area of the brain. Close your eyes, touch your hand. Close your eyes. Hey, finger ka touch karna pade. Close your eyes. Touch. Now he jointly bringing. So whenever we do like this, first we do like this and go. And close your eyes, touch your ear. Nose. This is called proprioception. When you are in a sleeping, deep sleep, you know one here. What is there, wherever there. That's why when I pinch, one going to the area, one is going to cerebellum, to the mini brain. One copy is going. That is called proprioception. You could understand, you can feel which side you are sleeping, where it is paining, where your hand is. With your unconsciously you can find out. Clear? Understand? Okay. That is skin. Why skin is coming is that some people will be thinking that, madam, I have itching. I'll always washing the hand. Always washing the hand, you know. Psychosomatic diseases. What is that called? Psychosomatic diseases. It's like they have something is like a cockroach is going or the caterpillar is walking. Always, my hand is always dirty. That's called the somatic disorder. That feeling is not outside, feeling is inside. Clear? Okay, thank you. So, what's happening? When I pinch him, what happened? When I pinch him, it is going the impulses, right? Sensory impulses, where it is going? It is going to the CNS. Then what is happening? From the PNS, another impulses are coming. Where it is going? To the response, right? The motor. This is a voluntary response. Clear? In the involuntary, what's happening? Suddenly, there are people, in the olden days, people were living in the jungle. Suddenly they see the tiger, what will happen? Heartbeat will be increasing, adrenaline will be secreting. Then immediately they will have an energy to run, fight or flight. That is the response. Now any donkey is coming or monkey is coming or nothing is coming. So when your adrenaline will secrete, exam. Tomorrow is the exam, your interview. Heartbeat is secreting, increasing. You could see your own heartbeat. Right or not? It's in a tension. You have to immediate action. You need adrenaline. Noradrenaline, it's all the hormone which is secreting. Is it secreting by the what response? Sympathetic nervous system. By when the parasympathetic nervous system working? Parasympathetic, I am relaxing, I am resting, I am sleeping. My hormones all down, shut down. It is necessary for my body to take rest. Liver always grinding. Liver need to rest. Otherwise what will happen? Fat liver cannot function. Liver is the highest functioning organ. Whatever you eat, metabolism is taken place in the liver. You eat 12 o'clock biryani, 12 o'clock Coca-Cola. Your liver is, oh my God, this stupid is not understanding my workload. Ami kichu karbena, I don't do anything. First level fatty liver. Oh, again fatty liver, this stupid is eating again. Kichu karbena, second level. Then again you eat massive cardiac arrest. Cholai jabo, go to heaven. Okay. But your heart is a very good fellow. Hey, please, I am always working. Think about me. Even this idiot is sleeping. I am slowing down. This idiot is sleeping. I am slowing down. But I am not stopping. If I stop, this fellow go to heaven or hell. We do not know where he will go. Are you understanding? So, nowadays what's happening? Now, we are adrenaline, noradrenaline secreting. Metabolism will be increasing and it is helping you to run away. When you are running, it is giving energy. But nowadays, all are sophisticated. Woman is not washing, woman is not grinding the floor, woman is not taking the milk, doi from anything they are not doing. No exercise. Right? So, this hormonal or imbalance are coming. Clear? So, any response, bodily response, when I beat this fellow, these impulses are taken. Track, neural track. This is called, single is called nerve. When many nerves are connected together, it is formed the track. When it coming ascending track, descending track, ascending track. So, one it is taking it down and one it is taking it up. That's what. When I pinch him, that's called sensation. He feels the senses. So from the senses, that nerve impulses going to the cortex of the brain. Cerebral cortex, the sensory area of the brain. From that, motor response are coming. Either motor response will be voluntary or involuntary. The senses may be somatic senses or special senses. Suddenly I see the tiger, my visual senses. Special senses, seeing a tiger or the snake. My body is beating, heart is beating. I will fight or flight. That my motor response. I will be run away. Okay. So, this motor response are divided into two. That is a voluntary response, that is an involuntary response. Voluntary, hey, extend your hand, I am telling, you are extending your hand. That's called the voluntary response. Involuntary, you could have seen something come to your eye, you may not even know, but your eyelash, without your knowingly, that will be closing. Involved. So what is that visceral senses? I just told you. In a Bankura, Wandal airport I come, I just ate only 2 burrata. I couldn't explain, no pain, nothing. I feel some discomfort. Ruku, ruku, hare baba, something, it is going, some dancing inside my body. I don't know what to do it. Can you put on this? No, gone. Okay. What happened? Nothing happened. So, this is called visceral sense. Deep inside my body. But once the God is stopped, I just open, it is just come outside. I feel very happy. 2 burrata coming this many liter, I got shocked. So when I read the digestive system, my digestive system, body, God is telling, saliva, 500 to 1.5 liter of saliva secreted from my mouth to make my help for my metabolism of the food to make my bolus, whatever I am eating. Then chyme is forming. Here lot of secretions, small intestine lot of secretions, bile salts, secretin hormone is secreting, CCK is secreting. So many hormone, like nearly 7 liter of secretions are secreted from my body. Now my water intake is reduced. 3.5 liter I used to drink, now it is becoming 2.5 liter to 2 liter water. So still I need to have a product. When this is a cold, my body is automatically producing the heat. Right or not? How it is senses? So this visceral senses, something going on inside my body is called the discomfort. That's why my digestive system is called second brain. What is that called? Second brain. Mini brain. What is mini brain? Cerebellum. What is the functions of mini brain? Coordination and the balance. And restorating the copy of the blueprint. Whatever this cerebrum is having, one blueprint will be there. That's why in your dream, everything is coming in a subconscious mind. Clear? So, once I pinch him, it is going to that area of the cortex, then will be the response. Response is called the motor response. Motor may be voluntary or the involuntary. That's called the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. So every system you study, every organ you write, you have to write about the mouth, tongue. You will write the nervous supply, sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Both you will be writing. And about my abdomen or the peptic ulcer or my peptic, about the stomach, I will be writing two systems. Why madam parasympathetic, sympathetic? Yes, my sympathetic nervous system, I see my hydrochloric acid tension increase, my hydrochloric acid is secreted. That is called sympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic, when I sleep, all shut down, slow, my respiration is slow, my brain is taking rest, my liver is so happy, yeah, this fellow at least he is not grinding it now, I am very happy, let me take rest. Liver is doing a beautiful job, right? Yes. When the liver is functioning only, whatever the insulin, other things are secreted, it could metabolize. If it cannot absorb so many defects, you will get insulin not absorbed, you will get diabetes mellitus. If not secreting glucagon, liver cells are secreting liver and what is that cell? Pancreas. Each cell has its own function. Liver is the biggest organ. It detoxicates everything, whatever you eat. Either a monkey or donkey or beef or whatever the chicken, it is very hard and metabolize and keep your body. If you take excess fat, this much alcohol giving a lot of calorie. Liver think that anytime earthquake may come, sometimes you will not having a food, so that we will store, you will have a cirrhosis of liver. Liver think like that. When you store, or this fat is converted into fatty acid and carbohydrate and absorbed in our body. Clear? So this is about the 5 more question will be coming about what is the nervous system, nerves that will be coming. You will writing the two kind of this one, central nervous system. This is you have to write the 12 cranial nerves. What is this? Central nervous system consists of 12 cranial nerves. Peripheral nervous system consists of SPNS, MPNS. SPNS again divided into 2. What is that? Special senses. In the special senses, normal anatomy, skin will come. But in the special senses, skin will not come in the special senses. So what is the special senses? Vision. So olfactory, vision, taste and hearing is called the special sense. You see the snake, visual. Somebody is a thunder voice. Sometimes I work in a very bad experience in ICU. When I hear the tick, 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 tick sound, my brain will go to the 1994, many death, many burn, many chaos. My depression I will be going and secretion will be increased, my tension will increase. I thought I will never will be the ICU nurse. That is the sound making me hallucination. Maybe in the midnight you are going. There was a debate yesterday. Why the only devils are only in a female? All the men who is dying not coming as a devil. Why? Very good fellows. They all devils are with a sari. So night time you go, suddenly you see, visualize something. Your heartbeat is increasing, heart is beating. That's a wish. Sometimes you are hearing a sound, you are going a calm environment, going to the toilet, somebody is calling your name. Suddenly you see nobody is there. What will happen? Your heartbeat will be increasing. That is immediately you will be fight or flight. You will run away. So no lion or donkey is coming. Only devil will be coming in the night time. Especially in the female hostel, jal jal jal. The sound will be there. Jasmine, Tamil Nadu, devils are smell with jasmine flowers. People will come and tell me, Madam, we get the smell of jasmine flower. We get the smell of jal jal jal. So Tamil Nadu devils are coming with all this. I don't know, Bengali girls, devils are coming. Boys are very good. They are not coming as a form of a devil, I think. Once they die, they settle. The women are very much depressed by men. So after devil, they are very angry, I think. Okay, so that is about the general senses or the somatic senses, visceral senses. Viscera is cells deep in my body sensation. I don't know to express how, but that is a second. My digestive system especially feeling discomfort and it will vomit everything. I am very happy. Sometimes snakes also, they will swallow, but they are very much discomfort. Then it will vomit back all the eggs. That's called the visceral senses. They are not senses feeling, but interior feeling is visceral senses. And when it is a motor, voluntary is a voluntary. Move is a voluntary. With my knowledge I am moving. With my locomotor. What is locomotor? Movements of the joints and ligaments is my voluntary. Involuntary is two. Sympathetic and parasympathetic. Parasympathetic, I am sleeping. When I sleep, my heartbeat, everything settled down. Sympathetic, when I am afraid, facing a dark, facing a space, facing alone, facing some depression, facing some lion or tragedy or exam, anything will be coming as my sympathetic. So my secretions will be increasing. This is a nervous system. Classification of nervous system. The question will be asked about, write about the 12 cranial nerves and its function. So you have to write olfactory, it is sensory or motor nerve. Sometimes sensory motor nerve. One nerve will be sensory plus motor nerve it will be. Alright. And where it is functioning. Vagus means where it is functioning. What is the functions? I think I have given my notes. You have to study. The toughest portion I am taking. That you have to mug olfactory, optic, oculomotor, trochlear, trigeminal, abducent. Like that you have to mug it up. Right? When you are doing, sometimes I will ask, what is the 7th cranial nerve? What is the 10th cranial nerve? What is the 8th cranial nerve? You have to be able to vestibulocochlear, madam, vagus, madam, 10th, 8th is like that you have to tell. So you have to remember like 1, olfactory, 2, optic, 3, trochlear, trigeminal, 4, like that you have to study. You have to mug up. So question will be coming about. Write short notes on parasympathetic nervous system. Write short notes on sympathetic nervous system. What is called proprioception. Proprioception. Proprioception is the sense when you are closing your eyes, you could be able to feel where is your tip of your nose, where is tip of your ear, you could be able to feel, that's called the proprioception. What is called locomotor? Locomotor is called the movements, that's called this one. Short notes on sympathetic nervous system. You have to write sympathetic nervous systems are activated when there is a person is and what it is doing. In this one, the heartbeat is increasing. Once heartbeat is increasing, kidneys are producing adrenaline, noradrenaline, hormones are secreting, which will helpful to produce more energy so that the person or fight or flight or run away from the problems. Clear? Will you able to write? Then types of nerves. Neuron. Nerves are called neuron. Neuron composed of dendrites, nucleus, myelin sheath, axon. Pseudonerve, right or not? Pseudonerve, bipolar neuron, unipolar neuron, pseudoneuron, and will be multipolar neuron. These multipolar neurons are found in my brain, our brain. Millions and millions of the nerves are connected with each other. When I call Kumar, when he hear it, immediately, when I call Helen, somebody is calling, immediately it is activating. Clear? So there is a nerve endings up with the hearing, the sensory. I hear, hearing sense. It is just going to the hearing sense, motor area. Immediately, Helen, I am motor, turning. Yeah, somebody is calling, I am moving. This is called the motor response of my body. If I am not moving, some problem in my, either the hearing area of my brain in a temporal lobe or conductive hearing loss by malleus incus stapes, some problem in stapes. So there is a conduction of the sound is stopped in my sensory organ. So the cochlear nerve cannot send the impulses to the hearing area of the brain. That's a common sense. Clear? So with this I am winding out. Nearly 6 hours I have taken about the brain chapter. Clear? So we have completed brain. Brain, what and all we have learned? Definition of brain, then lobes of brain, ventricles of brain, then areas of the brain, blood supply to the brain, different types of nerves, neurons, what is called reticular formation, what are all the different cells in the brain, what is called nuclei, the bulk of neurons are passing about the deep portion of the white portion of the brain, that is called, and then functions of cerebrum, functions of cerebellum, functions of functions of medulla oblongata, you told respiratory center, medulla oblongata, and midbrain, functions of midbrain, functions of cerebellum. That's all 5 mark question will be coming. Short notes on the different types of the neuron, draw the picture and write where it is bipolar sensory organs, unipolar, where pseudopolar, multipolar, brain. Like that you have to write with an example and draw the picture. Nobody is submitting the picture, that workbook you have to submit it to me. Each chapter is over. So I have completed mostly cell and tissue, circulatory system, blood and heart and brain. Right? Clear? And you did not write even one exam. You will be writing next exam on Tuesday. Tuesday is your exam, circulatory system, heart. Important question I have given, from that you can study. Shall I start the new chapter or this is enough today? Enough? You are tired. I am not tired, you are tired. Okay. Thank you.
পড়ালো সেটার পিডিএফটা একটু গ্রুপে দিতে বলো না ম্যাম আজকে যেটা পড়ালো সেটার পিডিএফটা একটু গ্রুপে দিতে বলো না
Any doubt in the class? Nothing. Off online. So what will be the next? I will start.